At this year's MBA Annual Conference, we asked industry experts one big question. And that question was, what do you think it'll take to get to a one-click mortgage? Well, let's go ahead and hear what they had to say.
So the question is, how do we get to a one-click mortgage? And the answer isn't necessarily technology. The answer is leadership, the CEOs, the senior executives of lenders, to work on the business, not in the business. And when you work on the business, you make those decisions about how you're going to deliver the customer experience, how you're going to deliver quality loans, and how you're going to fulfill the employee's desire to really do a great job with customers. That requires leadership. It requires commitment to the process that you're going to do, and keeping that eye working on the business means you're going to think about how to do things in a way that would be most efficient, most effective, without regard to the way you do them today. So one-click mortgage really is about leadership. It's about application of how you're going to run your business, and largely encouraging and enforcing the discipline to execute the vision you have from working on the business.
I think that the industry has invested a lot of money over the past, let's say, year and a half, investing in technology, especially point of sale technology. But I think that there's other technology that's still lacking to be able to really get us there, like kind of the underwriting technology, processing technology, and things like that. So I think that that's kind of behind in order to be able to get to a true one-click mortgage. Do I think it's possible? Yes, I absolutely think it's possible.
I think for us to get to a one-click mortgage, we really have to think about the process behind getting a mortgage before a consumer is even thinking about buying a home. And we need a cohesion of the personal financial tools that are available. I think the process to someone coming to the place of buying a home is really confusing and overwhelming, and they have to gather a bunch of documents, and they're not sure about even their financial situation. So I think much more than even policy or technology around the mortgage process, it's about thinking about the borrower experience before they're a borrower, and how you gather or create a space for the consumer to feel empowered to make a smart decision.
Well, I think there's some major hurdles that we have to overcome as an industry. The technology is there. There's a lot of great technology out there. You have to deliver a great user experience. That's one of the first critical steps. Right at the point of sale, that interaction with the client is critical. You have to have direct data sources. If you don't have direct data sources and you're relying on the borrower to deliver all of the documents, all of the data, it's going to be very difficult. And then I would say the last point is you have to have great user adoption. If the borrower is not willing to be an active participant in this, getting to that one touch, that touchless mortgage, I think is going to be somewhat challenging. But I'm very encouraged. There's a lot of innovation in the mortgage industry. I think it starts with right at the point of sale, right with that consumer experience, and then really driving user adoption. And then the last thing I would say is you just need to make sure that you can track all of that. Can you validate it? Can you track it so that when the loan is funded and investors are looking to shop that mortgage, they have a great deal of confidence in that mortgage and where that data all came from.
A couple of things come to mind. One, there's a multitude of services that have to come together, have to speak to one another, and have to be available with actual warranty provided upfront at the time of a decision making. So for that to happen, the continued proliferation and partnerships that we see taking place in our industry need to proliferate, but also need to think about how do we take the same common data that's required to make a decision on an actual closing of a mortgage, and do that in a way that, like I said, allows a party to definitively enter into agreement right away. So we've got a lot of wood to chop to get there, but what we do see is a trend amongst very well capitalized and very well regarded kind of technology providers, data providers using source data, validated data, coming to the forefront of where the actual application is taking place. And now in the space where Funding Shield is, also at the closing. So those two worlds have to come together a lot better than they have historically. And we are seeing that. And I think the last key point is, who's going to backstop it? Who's going to stand behind the word as well as kind of take that risk on for any misrepresentations, data inaccuracies? Those are the issues that firms like ourselves have been tackling from day one, because it's very important that we get those data inaccuracies taken care of up front so that we can improve the life cycle, ultimately working towards, hey, the decision to buy is now, and I want to be able to enter into that actual mortgage now and be able to actually execute and deliver upon that.
We're living in an environment where we're dealing with digitization, transformation, and the acceleration of this process in an industry that's been quite late to it. It takes a village. The good news is that everybody's working towards providing their niche and their workflows and automations to work with each other. It will take some time to get there, but every day is making good progress. When it comes to companies like us, we are dealing with wire fraud prevention. We're dealing with representations made, where we're supposed to vet, verify, validate data in real time. And static data is no longer good in the industry. So when you deal with connectivity between different companies, fintechs, mortgage techs, and the old business lenders in the space, it doesn't stop between the business community. It has to reach out to consumers. It's about consumers' experience. And how does a consumer single click apply, get approved, and go through the process in a manner where it's seamless, safe, secure? It takes a village. It goes back to that. So we're living in an environment where it's making progress every day, and I think very soon we'll have it just like the Amazon experience.